Hey everyone, welcome to my first YouTube video. You guys can call me Guts, and I'm just gonna kick things right off with a story about my toxic ex-boyfriend. So, we started dating when I was 17, and right from the start, things were not good. He would often ignore me for days at a time. I just wouldn't hear from him at all, and he was extremely flaky. Whenever I made plans with him, he would often cancel really last minute, and it would be only after I had made the 20-minute drive to where he lived, and sometimes it would be after the time we had agreed to meet, it would be half an hour after, so I'd have driven in and then just been sitting and waiting, and not hear a thing until then. He also never made plans or asked me to hang out or do anything. I was always the one making the plans, and towards the end of our relationship, I stopped making plans with him because, I was just thinking about everything, and I was like, it's not working. And as soon as I stopped asking him to hang out, we stopped seeing each other outside of when we would hang out with mutual friends. He was in this constant cycle of ignoring me, and then I would be like, hey, can you not do that? And then he would be like, yeah, sorry, and then it would just happen again. He remembered my birthday the first year that we were dating, and then never again after that. And he often was in that part of that cycle where he was just completely ignoring me around my birthday. So I had several years of birthdays where I just felt like absolute crap the whole day. When I was 19, I moved across the country to Vancouver for school, and while I was living there, he did not come with me. He stayed several hours away, and he once ignored me for an entire week. When I lived in Vancouver, I did not hear from him at all. I kept texting him, not excessively, every couple of days I would be like, hey, are you good? What's going on? And nothing. I didn't hear anything. And this continued until I just got fed up, and I was like, I can't do this. This is really stressing me out, and I can't be in a relationship with this guy if this is something that's gonna keep happening. So I sent him a very firm we need to talk text, and only then did I hear back from him finally. And I didn't end up breaking up with him, but that really should have been the thing that did it. To be honest, there were so many points that should have been the thing that did it, but I just never did. And that was really a pattern for him. He would do all these kind of shitty things, and then I would talk to him about it and say hey, can you not do that, because that was kind of shitty. And then he would apologize and say yeah, I'll do better, and then he just wouldn't, and he would do the exact same thing again. And so eventually I just gave up and stopped talking to him when I had a problem with something, because I knew it wouldn't solve the problem. It just wouldn't do anything. It was pointless. So I would just suffer in silence. And one of the big problems that was kind of ongoing was that he was just really mean. So he was a film bro, and he seemed to think that his opinions on things, not just like movies, just like anything, to be honest, was like the correct opinion. And if you disagreed with him about anything, you were just wrong. And he would be like incredibly mean and condescending about it. And I got like scared to disagree with him about anything because like whenever I tried to argue my case, once he ran out of like actual arguments for his side, he would just start like insulting you, and being like just incredibly condescending. And he also refused to ever lose an argument. And he would kind of just do the same thing where if he ran out of arguments to make for his side, he would just start insulting you. And I had really low self-esteem going into the relationship, and obviously like none of this helped. My self-esteem got like really bad. It was especially bad, and I told him this multiple times, but as I said, anytime I tried to talk to him about something, like it just would not help the issue at all. But one of the things was that when I was younger, I did like struggle a lot in school, mostly in like elementary school when I was really young. I don't know what it was, but I didn't start like doing okay until towards like kind of middle school years or like late elementary school. So I really like struggled a lot with feeling like I was stupid, and I was like very sensitive to feeling like people were being condescending towards me, and I had tried to explain that several times, but he kept doing it, so I just felt like really terrible like the whole time. And I know people will always be like, if you're talking about like an ex-friend or an ex-partner who is like really shitty, they're always like, well, why didn't you leave? Like, why did you just put up with that? And it's because, like, first of all, a lot of these people like are manipulators and are abusers, and they know what to look for in other people. Like, they know how to find people who don't feel good about themselves, like who are insecure, and they target those people. Like, those are the kinds of people they will go for to date, and it's not because they like them, it's because they know that they'll be easy to manipulate and to get them to stay in the relationship. And the other thing was that not only did I have really low self-esteem going into it, because of the way he treated me and like the way he talked to me, my self-esteem dropped like extremely low while we were dating. Like, it was the worst probably I'd ever felt about myself in my life. And so like the reason that I never left was because I was like, well, I feel terrible about myself. Like, I don't feel like I have very much to offer to anyone. And when you're in that situation, you just think like, this is the best that I'm gonna get. Like, there's nothing better out there for me. He definitely, well, I can't say for sure. Like, I don't know what was going on in his mind, but I do think that he, like, intentionally, did things to lower my self-esteem so that I wouldn't leave him. And also, as is kind of typical when you're in like I hesitate to say it was abusive, but like when you're with someone who's kind of manipulative and they're, you know, just not a great person, like one of the things that they will do is that every time that he could tell I was getting close to breaking up with him, he would, like, you know, apologize, and for like a little bit he would do better, and he would, you know, improve on all of these things that I had mentioned were problems for me, and, you know, he would do like just the absolute bare minimum to try to prevent me from breaking up with him. And, you know, once he, I guess, felt like I was, you know, once again, like, committed to the relationship, he would stop putting in the effort again, and, you know, it was just that cycle over and over again. So even though he wasn't, like, you know, I wasn't like scared to leave, but I did just think like this is the best that it's gonna get, and he would use that kind of cycle to keep me there. But, you know, eventually, I started talking to one of my close friends about it, and, together we just were like, you know, this guy sucks. This guy's terrible, actually. I got to a point where I was like, I don't even like him. Like, I don't want to be in a relationship with him. He's just, like, not nice. So eventually, you know, I was able to pull myself together and realize that I needed to get out of there. And now it's been a little over a year, and now I have a wonderful partner, and I feel so much better about myself and about life. So yeah, things are way better, but that was just a really crappy time in my life, and I'm so glad that it's over. If you guys stayed until the end, thank you so much for watching and for listening, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye!